We bring greetings of peace, of love, and of blessings unto each of you. This is the Queen Mother Credit. It is an honor to be with you this evening and to go over some of the information and the programs concerning the African Humanity Federation. First of all, before I begin, I would like to say thank you to each of you that have shown great support. I appreciate your kindness and what you have done. We are greatly thankful for you. Thank you so very much. What we would like to start out by saying is, first of all, the mission and the goal and the vision of the Federation has come out very strongly to support children in education, world hunger, the Clean Water Act, and to rebuild families. So within those programs, we do have a program that is called Adopt a Village. What we are going to do is we're going to travel to the Gambias, and we are planning on building some homes and some more property there in the Padguan village. And we are going to begin this project the last part of next year. And that makes me very happy to know that we are able to do that. In the meantime, we are going to be shipping food, clothing, and education supplies to many other villages that is on the continent of Africa. Some of them are children needing education in Asia and in many other countries. We even have a shipment of supplies in America that goes out. It goes out once a month to different families that have either help getting education for their children. Sometimes they need food, sometimes they need clothing, or just counseling and family education to help build a stronger family and community. So everything that anyone do is greatly appreciated because of the load that is on upon our backs. But we wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world. We are more than happy to do what we are doing. Speaking of our mission, we are very focused on these things. We are very focused. And all those that know me and work with me know I don't take the time to participate in a lot of other things. I don't have time to participate in a lot of foolishness, in a lot of gossip, or in a lot of nonsense. Our plates are very full at the Federation. And we have other foundations that are under us. And those foundations are there because we work very hard on their behalf. So I want to mention that so that be in each person's ear that those foundations that has joined the Federation and those foundations that has been with us, we work very diligently to help them to be able to meet their goal and to be capable to accomplish what it is they need to accomplish. It doesn't matter if your foundation is keeping the streets clean, if it is bringing water, clean water to a village, or if you are bringing food to children that has not eaten, clothing, doesn't matter what it is. We help those foundations to be capable of staying afloat and to be able to meet their obligations and their responsibility. We fight with them. We fight for them. and we fight on their behalf. I have a strong, beautiful management company, and they have a very aggressive advertising package for each foundation that works within the Federation, and they fight for you, and I'm very proud of them. The young lady name is Sky, and she has worked endlessly and dedicated her time, and she's done it in such a professional manner. It is easy to get workers. It is, I find it more easier to get people to say, I would work with you. But I also find it is much more difficult to get dedicated, professional people who can work and can do their job in a professional manner, and that can do it in a way that speaks for their love for Africa and for all peoples. So she has put together a very aggressive package for all the foundations that is within the Federation. And at the first of the year, we're going to begin to execute those plans as never before, to help them to be able to reach their goal, their vision, and their mission. And I want to say this, some of the foundations within the federations, they may not have the exact same goal, because the federation works as an umbrella that houses many other foundations. But what we do is help those foundations to meet their goal, even though their goal may not be 100% matchable with our goal. And the reason we do that is because we realize a long time ago that it's going to take everything in this world to make this world a better place, and to make this world livable for all. It's going to take all of these projects. It's going to take all of these programs. It's going to take all of these foundations. It is not just Queen Mother's Foundation, but it's going to take us all. Someone else may have a foundation that help with cleaning the streets, or with education, or with women clothing, or even the beauty of women. I had a woman to call me the other day, and she wanted to begin a foundation to help women that has cancer, women that are fighting breast cancer, to be able to buy wigs, so they don't go out shame when they're taking chemo because their hair is falling out. And she started a foundation to do that, and she wants the federation to help her with that. That is a beautiful thing. So we cannot say that one foundation is better than the other one. I fight just as hard for one foundation as I do the other one, because I've done this a long time, and I realize it takes everything, and I don't. Me as being Queen Mother, I don't have all the answers. Me as being Queen Mother, I don't have the magic key. I need you. You need me. We all need each other. Putting our heads together, our sins together, our knowledge together, our wisdom together, our know-how together. Putting all of those things together, we become a powerful unity to make the world globally a better place for all peoples. But we cannot do this until we realize that it takes us all. So this is why the projects of other foundations are so very important. And let me say this before I depart. The Federation has been in place in Africa for a very long time. Before 1901, we have been put in place to help families in need, to help people in villages, to donate and give for their clean water, things of that nature, for the supplies they would need of education. But in 1953 is when the Federation moved to America. And when it came here, it was here to help not only peoples of color, but it was here to make communities all over Chicago a better place to live. Later on, in 1954, it moved from Chicago to become actually global. And when it became global, it was to help those ancestors of the African slave that came over on ships. Many of them could not find housing, could not get jobs. There were certain things that they could not do. People don't understand that when you cannot get jobs, this was in 1954. So when you cannot get a job, you cannot feed your family. All of these programs, it is very difficult for the younger person today to understand when you go all the way back. Even I was born in 61, so it is very difficult for the person to even go back to 1961 when I was born and realize that all the programs that they have today, they did not have any of these programs at that time. There was no one to help you with your rent. They didn't have programs to hand you money to help you to buy food for your household or to help you with education. Many of these programs that is put in place today, these are new programs. They are fairly new programs. Especially when you was an African American person, they didn't have programs to help those communities. So when you don't have programs to help those communities, Mr. Raymond that brought it to America in 1953, he realized when you don't have those programs, that community is going to suffer, it's going to go down. Someone had to feed them. So he began, even in the Americans areas, what is considered the ghettos, he began to feed, house, and clothe them and come up with programs to make sure that if they wanted an education, even when they could not go to school, there was a time they was prosecuted for going to school. So when they could not go to school, with that program, he had many of the older women to go house to house and try to teach, train, and educate the young girls on how to read. He was an educated young man, and he would teach them how to read and how to write. This was my uncle. So when he lost his life and he died of cancer, my mother took up the Federation in America. She took it up in 1961, and she also took up the cause in Africa after he passed away of cancer. And when my mother took it up, she expanded it to help victims of domestic violence also. Victims that had been serving time in the army and they did not have proper things for their wives that was left back at home. She would feed them, she would clothe them, she would pay their rent for them to the Federation. My mother passed away July 2nd of 2000, and it was laid in my hand. And we have made these programs stronger and better and greater for all peoples. Not only in Africa, because we are have a strong love. We are here for all peoples. We have made these programs stronger for peoples globally all over the world. Let me say this. Whenever you help a person and feed a child, you don't just feed that one particular child. You make the world a better place for all. And I think it helps people to see things much better through the eyes of truth. Because many people believe that if we just don't do anything at all, that it's going to go away. But if you want your community to stay safe and to stay beautiful, you're going to have to realize that the beauty of your community rests upon the shoulders of how well other communities are well kept. The fact that I am a grandmother and I am living on this earth right now today, But once I depart this life, I want to leave something stronger, greater, and better for my grandchildren. And if I do not make the world a better place today, after I am gone, how are my grandchildren going to fare? We can try to control a better environment for our grandchildren today, but after we are gone, they may suffer if I don't make the world a better place. Because the rules, the regulation, the laws, our government, all of these things that makes me and you a better person depend on globally how the world is doing. It affects us all. Children starving in other countries is going to affect America. People starving in America is going to affect Asia. It's going to affect Africa. We cannot all sit back and say, as long as it's not me, it's coming to your doorstep. It's coming to your town. And if it has not got there yet, keep waiting. If we all sit down, if everyone in the world sit down and not care about the suffering and the squander that so many people's living, it's coming to our doorstep. Why? Because we cannot afford to think we live in the world by ourselves and that we are an island all to ourselves. We are not. It's either going to affect me now or my grandchildren after I'm passed on. There is a true saying, and it says, after you are gone, you don't know what's going to happen to your seed. The things that we have built for our grandchildren and for our children can be crumbled overnight if we don't be more mindful of our environment, our communities, and the world. It makes a difference. So I implore each of you to get involved and to make a difference in the lives of people all over the world, because it affects you. It affects how you live. At the African Federation, we realize that. And that is our number one goal, that we fight to make a difference in this world, because we realized a long time ago that we all live in this world and we all are going to suffer if we don't put together in unity as a people to accomplish a goal that says, I live in the world, I want to make the world a better place for all peoples. We are now on GoFundMe under the African Humanity Federation. If you want to go there and donate, we appreciate your donations. It is set up in a way that is easy to donate, and we thank each of you for your wonderful support. And please keep in mind, if your vision and your goal is to make the world a better place, then we share the same vision. Thank you so much. Blessings.